Everybody, to a glorious episode of the Student Body Right USC podcast. I'm your host, Dwayne Douglas, along with Coach B, and we are podcasting off the beautiful shores of the Pacific Ocean. If you have family in the San Francisco area, make sure they're okay because they got hit with some craziness today. So
Yeah, so I'm
otherwise,
I'm I'm up here right now. My daughter goes to the University of San Francisco.
okay,
But the earthquakes happened about 2.5 hours north,
okay,
right? In there, and then a Clear Lake a resort called Clear Lake. That's up there. It's pretty nice. That I used to go up there and go fishing all the time. But the craziness happened, and I was trying to get to her, worried about tsunamis off the coast.
yeah,
It got really dicey here. They cleared the warning at about noon,
okay,
about noon today, so they cleared the tsunami warning. So they're
okay,
able to clear her out. So that was kind of one of the issues. But she did say, I was like, baby girl, did y'all feel the earthquake? And she was like, no, but the ground is cracked, and we didn't. It wasn't like that before.
oh wow.
So that was
That's
wild.
crazy.
But
That's wild. That's
yeah,
wild. That's wild. So yeah, so definitely a little. I mean, we had fun on the show, but real life gets in the way of stuff for real quick for everybody. As far as that
absolutely.
goes. So definitely take care of the folks up in the Bay Area as far as that is. So busy week for USC football. A lot of people are. Some people are angry. Some people are. It's weird because the fans are angry, but then all the publications said that we are like they had like the little logos where who did it really well. USC was on that list. Let's talk about people who are not going to be Trojans anymore first.
Right.
Jensen out of here as far as the quarterback goes. We also have Miller Moss, who we thought who we thought would leave. A couple offensive linemen and Kyron Hudson. The Miller Moss thing, I would just say this. I mean, listen, he was born to be a Trojan. None of us, some of us don't get to dream out our put out our athletic dream. He
Right.
did. He did. It
Right.
didn't work. It didn't work out. I'm not. I don't want to make it seem like he's a like I hate we hate him on this program.
No.
Because I mean, cause I think he put a lot. I think he put the work in. I just think he just wasn't good enough. I will say one thing to the folks who after the Holiday Bowl who were constantly coming on the show and commenting and leaving stuff in the comments saying finally we have a quarterback who gets the ball out on time. You know, slow your rope. Slow your rope next time. Next time, take your time to watch a quarterback build. I know I definitely will as well. I wasn't on that train like that. But you were the first person who was worried about his level of play. But any parting words for Miller Moss?
No, like you said, I mean, we don't. Not a lot of people get to grow up, wear the jersey, as a kid, wearing the USC jersey and then go and be able to put it on for real.
Yeah,
And that's just any college, right? You don't get that. And look, listen, it's not that he was a bad player, a bad
yeah,
teammate, a bad. It was just that he was a bad fit.
yeah.
He was a bad fit for what we needed to get done.
Mhm.
And it didn't take a lot of rocket science. If you look over the history of Lincoln Riley quarterbacks, you knew what he needed. He was the outlier. If Lincoln
Yes.
was going to win, he was going to win with an outlier, right?
Yeah.
He was the outlier, and I feel like Lincoln understood that. I feel like he took on the challenge, and he sacrificed our season for that, trying to believe in an outlier. Um, it, it, it's it's one of those things where um, he, like I said, just wasn't a good fit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we needed, if you watched the spring game, you saw the deficiencies really early. Remember when I left the spring game and I called you and I said I said Jaden should be starting before Penn State.
The un, the
Before
un,
week 5, he
the
should be
under
starting.
the underthrown balls, everything like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
I
100%.
mean, you saw it then. So it wasn't, we should not be surprised when we look up and we say, he just wasn't the one.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
he
not a
wasn't.
bad thing.
Yeah,
I think he'll go somewhere. I think he can flourish somewhere else. It's not a
yeah,
bad thing, right? I think that he can be a solid quarterback somewhere else. He
yeah.
understands the game. He's a student of the game.
Yep.
He already graduated. You know, he graduated. He won his degree at University of Southern California,
Yep.
and you can only respect that from him. So I got the utmost kudos, much more utmost most respect for Miller Moss. He did everything that you ask a player to do it coming from a coaching situation. You
Yep.
ask him to wait his turn. He waited his turn. You asked him to be a great teammate. He was a great teammate. You asked him to be a captain. He was a captain. You asked him to be what embodies Trojan, and that's what he was.
Yeah, no question about it. So, um, yep, and I would say the one thing, only thing I don't kind of believe right now is I just don't believe that Missouri and Michigan are in on him. I just don't. I don't see
I,
it.
I see
I
Missouri. I see
I don't see
Missouri.
it. I still see a little bit of a lower level, but like I mean, him in the SEC, I just don't see how that
No, so
mixes.
I see
But
Missouri because Missouri, if you look at the last quarterback they had in Cook, they're similar.
yeah, well, maybe
They're similar.
we'll see.
So, but Michigan, no, because I think you just paid this kid all this money, 10.5 million, probably plus, on
Yeah,
this NIL deal in Underwood to bring him up. You didn't bring him up there to start behind, to sit behind Miller Moss. Let's
no,
be clear,
no
right?
way.
So, I mean, but Missouri, because Cook is leaving, I
Yeah,
can definitely see that. Definitely see that.
maybe we'll
I,
see.
I
We'll see. I mean, they're always a pretty good team.
right,
They're like the almost like the Indiana of the SEC.
right.
Missouri. So always have pretty good product on the field. Jensen's leaving as well. Was always third string. So we'll see where he goes. Kyron Hudson leaves. Some people were surprised. I wasn't. I just feel like I mean this receiving core needs to be Robinson, Lane, Lemon, and Branch. I mean,
Yeah.
and everybody else will just fall in when those guys graduate, because they'll be juniors next year if everybody comes back. But like that's how it should go next year. Your thoughts about that?
Well, I mean, again, I like Tussin. I think he's dynamic, right? And I think he's gonna go. He's gonna get with some school, and they're gonna use him. You know, this one thing that what we talked about all year, right? Much maligned. Lincoln Riley does not use. He doesn't have a number one receiver. He doesn't use a guy as a number one.
Mhm.
Kyron Hudson was huge in the LSU game. I've been to say Kyron Hudson is one of the reasons why we won the LSU game. He carried us a little earlier. Woody did his job, but Kyron was doing his thing against top talent. So he's a great 50-50 guy, right? Go with the ball. I mean, I just I wish we could have. I think all the talent we had at the receiver core, we should have been a lot more dynamic,
Yeah,
a lot more dynamic. And Kyron's part of that. I did not. While I don't. I text you earlier. I don't like it, but I understand.
yeah,
I
yeah.
get it.
I
I don't
understand.
like it. I like Kyron Hudson. I thought Kyron Hudson can be a great player. I think Kyron Hudson can be great for us, right? Um, and while I love, again, against contrary, while I love Zach, Kyron Hudson kind of is Zach and Malik kind of the same guy. So we need another body in there. With the guy that I'm like is taking up space is um it was Kyle Ford. He was taking up space.
Yeah,
The way Kyle gets those snaps,
maybe.
that should have been Kyron getting those snaps. Kyron's that guy. He's that good of a player. And I felt like toward the end of the season, we were just pacifying guys. We were saying thank you,
Yeah, probably.
right? We were
Yeah.
because the thing you said when I was like, why was Jensen even in the game in that last series ago to Notre
And
Dame? He's like,
senior,
well,
senior.
he just wanted to get him a play.
He'll
Well,
give him. Yeah,
yeah, come on, dog. Like we
yeah,
could win this game.
yeah. This ain't high school. So like, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not for that. If you want to do that on the first play of the game. Like
yeah,
honestly, first play of the game, snap, do a little option, and then keep it or you pitch it, and then you're out of the game.
yeah.
I could definitely with that one. But we do have a lot to go to, so I don't want to spend too much time on the guys who are transferring. Wish them well. No ill will for kids who transfer.
Absolutely not.
I'm not that person. So Lincoln Riley. I guess there was interest from US from I keep saying
UCF.
yeah, I guess say UCF. I'm just saying UFC. UCF, and then you're hearing a little bit of rumblings with the Bears. So let me just knock the Bears part out of it real quick. If Lincoln Riley couldn't score points consistently in the Big Ten, like he ain't going to the NFL and doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like his offense ain't ready for the NFL. Like, it's just not. In my opinion, it is not. It is not. He's not gonna run. He is not gonna run the football.
No, so that's what I was saying. His offense, his offensive playbook is ready for the NFL. His play calling is not NFL ready.
It's not.
Right? His play calling is not NFL ready, but his offensive playbook is ready for the NFL. I think the only reason why you hear that is because of Caleb, right? We know the Bears is Caleb. And what do we see with Caleb? Caleb will call, he will see the play, check the play, change the play, and it might be a right. Caleb will get us in the right play. Caleb's not NFL advanced enough to run the play, even though he has will have a great grasp of the playbook. Yeah. He's not NFL advanced enough to know all the defenses and understand how to check this play properly against grown men. He's not there yet. He's just not. Sorry.
And that's the way, and that's the reason why you see like we saw on Thanksgiving where it was a half of nothing and it was a half of him being, Caleb Williams, like we know. Like, it's coming. And maybe it's year 2, maybe it's the beginning of year 3. But like right now, he doesn't have. Right now, he's still learning. He's still learning. Yeah. He's still learning. So I'll get that out. The UCF thing to me is like, I think you have to ask yourself, for the folks who don't like Lincoln and want him to go and are begging like, oh please UFC. You see, people went this far into Wikipedia because Wikipedia actually lets you edit stuff. So they took off USC and they put UCF. So you got to ask your question. You got to ask questions to yourself. Like if somebody said, "Hey, go stop being a Trojan fan or stop doing stuff for the Trojans and go be a Knight," you're not going to do it. So why would he do it? Why would he do it? Why would he do it? And if it was a bigger program, you're not going to get bigger than where he's
no. At. The only person that you say is they're going to pay you money and you don't have state tax.
And then I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure they could. I'm sure they could offset or pay. I'm sure that $10 million a year is maybe 10.7 just to make sure the taxes take whatever they got to do for the taxes to take care of that. Right. Yeah, but he's not going anywhere. He just needs to blank and win. He just needs to start winning. I mean, there's no other words to discuss with Lincoln Riley. He needs to start winning games. And can't be 6-6 at USC. Matt Entz went to Fresno State.
Yep.
Congratulations, Matt Entz. Wish it was a week later. Maybe we could have got Madden. I'm not sure, but I mean, I think the honest thing to do is like, hey, listen, I got an opportunity. I know I've been recruiting you to come to the USC. I'm leaving. I'm going to Fresno State. I know you're not coming to Fresno State with me. I think you should be a Trojan, but obviously for Madden, the decision was there. He might be in a position where he might be losing his head coach because the NFL absolutely say what you want about Freeman. They want Freeman bad. They want Freeman. They think he's light-skinned Mike Tomlin. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely.
They want him badly.
Absolutely.
They want him badly. So somebody's going to give him a humongous amount of money. And and then let's be honest, the schedule in like you're going to find out, Irish fans are going to find out how much he loves being in South Bend, because how much, like, as far as like the schedule in the NFL is way, way easier on family. On
life, your life is easier.
It's easier in the NFL. It's so much easier. So you're gonna find out how much he loves that
for sure.
After they go to the playoff, and my favorite time of year is to see who gets what job in National Football League. So So we have that as well. So the 2025 class, what is you've lived in California way longer than me. I've been a USC fan from on the East Coast. Now I live on the West Coast. What does it look like when somebody is recruiting California well?
Man, listen.
I mean,
If you recruit the state well,
yeah.
you typically win championships.
Or you're in the
You win.
mix at the very least. You're in the mix.
Well, I put it like this: I haven't seen anybody that has recruited California well that hasn't won a championship. It's the truth. From Pete, Saban, they recruit California well.
Yeah.
Always have. Always have. People see, I seen a clip and said, and I know it sounds insane, right? But people gotta stop acting like this is a Lincoln Riley, like this thing started with Lincoln Riley. Prior to Clay Helton, we were recruiting California at a 70% clip.
Mm-hmm.
Clay Helton came, we were recruiting California at a 50% clip. Lincoln Riley's recruiting California at a 47% clip.
Yeah.
I get that we want to like this the whole thing has to start with Lincoln Riley, but it doesn't. It really
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Clay Pete said we're gonna put a hedge around modern day. Sark said we're gonna put a hedge around modern day. Southern California, we're gonna put a hedge around them. Because it's really been Southern California, it hasn't been all of California. That's another thing people get really, really misunderstood.
Yeah.
Like in Northern California, when you have De La Salle, them kids were going other places. Them kids, if you look at the best team out of California in California's history, I believe it's a 2013 modern day team. I'm sorry, the 2013 De La Salle team. I want to say. No, earlier than that. It's the '03 De La Salle team. I want to say. I believe it's '03 because they had 26 players go
Mm-hmm.
Division One. I think we might have got one.
Mm-hmm.
I think SC might have got one. But guess what? Yeah, you know why? Because it was Maurice Jones-Drew's team and DJ Williams. He went to Miami. Cali kid. MJD went to little brother in them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They had another kid on there that got killed. He went to Oregon. He was the better back. He was better than MJD.
Yeah.
He ended up going to Oregon. You have to put a hedge around Southern California. Because you know what Nick Saban does? He comes in, he picks off the kids he wants from modern day, picks off the kids he wants. Folsom just got good. Not in the it used to be Grant. Well, guess where let me guess where the Grant kids went? To U Washington. That's the Sid Quan Thompson, the other Thompson brother that plays at with the Panthers. He plays linebacker for the Panthers. They all go to Washington. The kids from Oakland, they didn't come. They didn't come. Look where McDuffie went. McDuffie's from Washington. He went to Washington.
Yes, I remember that. I remember with the Chiefs right now.
Yeah. They didn't come. You know what I'm saying? Look at Marcus Peters, Washington. All them dudes didn't come to say it's you have to put a hedge around Southern California and say, listen, we're not letting you out.
So what? So why is and then and like I said, there are some positives about the class. So I want to get to that too. But like, what is why is and this is where people get out on Lincoln. It's like why are you trying to make your life harder? Like because the kids who are here can make your life easier. You don't have to travel. I know you got a private jet. You don't got to use it that much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
He doesn't understand the landscape. He doesn't understand Southern California landscape. Lincoln, I was talking to one of my guys who's he was a big Oklahoma fan when Lincoln was there and whatnot. And he was like, Lincoln didn't even recruit Oklahoma like that. He tries to recruit more nationally than he will, you know what I'm saying, at home, right? And Lincoln doesn't understand that you can recruit Southern California from LA to San Diego and get the offensive talent you need. People fail to realize that, like, and I'm not gonna put this on Lincoln because he wasn't there, but this is on Clay Helton. Brock Bowers was right up the street. You realize that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Brock was up the street. So then you remember, you see the kid at Georgia right now? It's the modern day kid. You know what I mean? We got another kid that came out from Lincoln in San Diego. He's at Georgia too. Like, Lincoln's not recruiting the pieces at home. Like, say what we want to say about Clay Helton. We had Amon-Ra St. Brown, Drake London, and Michael Pittman on the same team. Southern California kids. Say what you want. He squandered it, but the talent clearly is there. It's clearly here. Lincoln's not doing that. And my only problem with Lincoln is you don't even try. I'm tired of hearing reports from kids that say we didn't feel like we were a priority to them. That's the report I'm really tired of hearing. We weren't a priority to him.
And I will say this from what I've read is that the 2026 class in the state of California is bananas.
It is. What will we get out of it?
Exactly. So that's the question. You have a question that SC fans have to like worry about is that part of it too. Is like, hey, like, I mean, I just don't even, it kind of worries me. So I understand the purpose of Coach Henne. He does a great job. He came through in the clutch. He is in a big way, right? And I think him being from the South, coming out west, like he can talk. There's certain things like it's just the way it is. Like I'm Jamaican. There's certain things that like I can understand and dialect and all that stuff
Right.
that are regular. I mean, the regular African American won't be able to. They're in the same conversation. Same thing with like if you're from the South or you're from the Northeast. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the way it is. So obviously, people were kind of just USC fans were doing the USC fan thing. They were going crazy and going crazy. I thought that the amount of media they sent down to Louisiana, I was like, he's coming to USC. I felt pretty comfortable that Jakeem Stewart was coming. Obviously, the tapes, I mean, the videos, him working out against offensive linemen look crazy. Obviously, this is a big get for SC. I believe him and Coach Henne went to the same high school, right?
Yeah. So, I thought no, Henny's from he's from the boot. He's from the boot. Yeah,
he's on the boot. Yeah. So yeah. So
thoughts he played in Georgia.
Thoughts about Henders. I talk about Henne pulling in a big fish here and getting Jakeem Stewart.
Well, it's kind of eerie. It reminded me of it was eerily similar to Coach O, right? I can speak your language. I can make you feel at home with me, right? Yeah. Coach Henny's like the big brother to Thanos, right? He's the big brother. I can make you feel at home because I can speak your language. I can sit in your living room with your mother and your father, and we can talk about the same foods we grew up on. Yeah. I can tell you where my house was around the corner or down the street or what parish we grew up on. You understand my values. Yeah. I have the same Southern values. Your son's not going to lose his Southern values. And what made it so key to me was, right, if you listen to Thanos, he said, after the Oregon trip, I knew exactly where I was going to go. Because remember, he left us on his last trip and went to Oregon. What that told me was you were more comfortable and you understood the man that was going to take care of you for these next couple of years, 3 years.
Yep.
You understood that. And you guys have mapped out a plan because, again, in his interview, he said, they know my goals.
Yeah.
They understand my goals. That tells me that everybody understands what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? Everybody understands what's going on here. So I know your goals. So what does that mean? I can put you in with Aaron Donald. I can have you meet up with him and we can go over the hand drills. We can go work out with him, AD. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can meet you with these other players that I've worked out with.
I can
make you feel like what's going to be the next level feels like.
Yeah.
because he said I'm gonna be in the green room. I want to be in the green room. I'm gonna be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so like again, that's what I said it made me feel like Coach O, because remember Coach O when we had him, he'd go to the South and get the kids. I believe
Yeah.
that's how we got Joe McKnight. Remember that? Joe,
Yeah.
when he went to the South and Joe could listen, I could not understand what Coach O was saying. Joe could. Didn't matter what I understood, but it's
That's
kind of
true.
what you said, right?
That's
It's
true.
when
Yeah.
you're Jamaican, so you can speak the dialect, and other people may not
Yeah.
understand it, but you will. But you also, when they talk about your foods, whatever foods you guys are native to, oh man, it's a comfortability.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you come all the way out to the West Coast, guess what? Coach Henny be like, hey man, go to this food place. You can get some good, whatever it is they want to eat. Good
Yeah.
etouffee, good, boudin, good, whatever. We're gonna go to this place.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
I think that's how I think that's why I really believe that relationship of being from the boot and getting it out the mud, because Coach Henny really got out the mud.
Yeah.
So when understanding that relationship, I think that's really what brought him, because when Thanos, it's no shot to anybody. When Thanos went to Oregon, I believe there was nobody that looked at him like him that he could relate to.
Yes. And it has to be a little bit. I mean, like has to that comfort level. I mean, we talked about that too, like with other recruits, like that comfort level of being like you having it be like almost like a second home, because it's going to be a second home.
Oh,
Like you're not going to be mom is not going to be around the corner like
right.
every single moment. So we'll see. Well, maybe she will be with the because who
Hey,
knows.
Mama Casey is. I'm trying to tell you,
They cut the
Mama
check.
Casey.
If they cut the check, they cut the check.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Mama
So,
Casey out here every week.
so
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
She always
So
out here, so I,
it
I,
was
I
like, yeah,
respect it.
yeah, you
I
respect it.
respect it.
She and she and she was dancing when they got Stewart. So I
Yeah,
appreciate her. Um, but the class is ranked 13th, and I think that before I think people are like kind of like just upset because it's not top 10, it's not top 5, whatever. I will say this about a class, the 2022 Michigan class. I think you have to sit back and just see how this develops. That class had Love Lane in it, gonna be a first round pick. That class had
Mason
California's
Graham.
own Mason Graham in it. So there's players. I mean, they got Will Johnson in it, who's gonna be a first round pick,
Mhm.
probably either the first or second corner in the draft. It's on Lincoln and his staff to develop this team. I think 13 is not where you want to be when you're SC, but at least it's in the range of like if I go through the list, above them is Notre Dame, Florida, Tennessee, Texas A&M, LSU, Michigan, Auburn, Ohio State, Georgia, Oregon, Alabama, and Texas. So you're in the range. I mean, I think if they got Madden, that would have made them top 10. They didn't get
Right.
Madden because Notre Dame got Madden and they're only one spot above us. So this is about building a roster, building a team, and they probably have to go with the portal to do some things too. That can so next year when we're sitting here and doing a show, we're talking about, hey, we're playing so and so in the playoff
Right.
because they can't spend any more years out of the playoff.
This year should have been playoffs. We should have been talking. We should have been talking about
100%.
what seed we have right now. And that's neither here nor there. However, I think the linebackers are flipping, not staying. I think we're going to get some linebackers in the portal. I really hope we get Claiborne to come in and be our linebackers coach. I like Sue, but I think Claiborne
So you think
played.
Gentry's gonna flip?
No. Remember, we had Perlote
Oh
flip.
yeah,
We
right,
had
okay,
Madden not show
okay,
up.
yeah.
I'm talking about the recruits. I'm not talking about
Your
guys
cruise,
flipping. I'm talking about the
yeah,
recruits that we had. And I think Claiborne comes in and settles this down, right? It settles this thing down. If we get Claiborne to come in and settle it
mm-hmm.
down, he understands what 55 means to the school.
Yes, he
You know what I
does.
mean? He was a 55. You know what I mean? He was part of that club.
Yep.
So we need to bring him in, settled everything down. I got, and he's a true linebacker, not an undersized linebacker, not somebody we're trying to
No.
fill it. He's going to go get the guys that look like him.
Yep. Exactly.
You know
100%.
what I mean? So I
Yeah.
like I love Sewell. I want Sewell because Sewell really should have been a safety, not a linebacker. Like so, we need to I love
Yeah.
that we got T Mays, but you know, really bring a guy in that understands how to play a position.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Makes
Not in a
sense.
hybrid scheme, in a full, I'm gonna put my shoulder into the guard. We're gonna shed off the block. We're gonna, get in the gap. We can get skinny. Like all those little things, the nuances of playing the position.
Hmm.
I Chris Claiborne knows how to do that. So and then again, I think Lincoln needs to reach out to him because he's the only one on your staff that's a true Southern California kid
Yeah. Yeah.
that understands the landscape and can walk into their living rooms. Again, what are you talking about? Speaking the language. I need
Mm.
to walk into this kid's living room because I know about Moscow. I know about Modern Day. I know about these other schools that we have, and I can walk into their living room in Orange County, in LA, in South Central. I can go to Dorsey. I can build the kids up. He's a developer. I can go here and get these kids. And I know what type of trouble they face. And I think people miss this. I know what type of trouble because I don't know if you ever heard what is his name? Kayvon Thibodeau. He
Yes.
talks about he talks about on the pivot, he talks about why he didn't go to SC. He said because I've seen so many of my friends go there and there's so many distractions and they never make it. Well, Chris Claiborne can handle that because he understands the distractions of Southern California. He understands what comes with it, all everything that entails from 3 blocks north. You know what I'm saying? 3 blocks up from away from the school, one
Hmm.
way, any direction. 3 blocks away from the school. He understands the riffraff that goes with it.
Yeah.
He gets it. So I mean, I really hope Lincoln calls Chris Claiborne. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, I think people got really annoyed and nervous when he said that there's no imminent, like there's no like rush to what I mean, like it is what it is. I mean, they're gonna interview people, and then they're gonna I mean, I don't think they're gonna let that position just be empty for the season.
I sincerely
Um,
hope not.
yeah, I would hope that wouldn't be the case, but I know I think Sua had some other names out there that I forgot.
It's the coaches that coach. It's one of the coaches that coached him.
Yes, one of the coaches that
That
coach
was there,
him.
and then it's one of the guys who played with them.
I forgot his name. I I,
It's
I,
one
I
of the
got
guys who played with him there.
I can't remember it, but I
Yeah, I can't
mean,
remember that. But the
okay.
coach that coached him is in the league right now.
Yes, and I don't
He's in the
know,
league.
and I don't know if I don't know if the one coach people keep bringing up is a guy who's on your Charger staff, but I'm like, he's already in the
Navarro
league.
Bowman.
Yeah, so he's
Yeah,
already
I
in the
don't
league.
I don't see Navarro Bowman moving unless I don't see him moving. He's too tied to Jim.
Yeah,
He's too tied to Jim. I don't see him. I don't see Navarro Bowman moving. I really
for
don't.
for a lateral move.
Yeah, I don't see him moving.
Yeah. For
I,
for
I, I
for,
don't
for a
see him
lateral
moving.
move. Yeah.
I
So
mean, unless Jim's like, "Hey, go ahead," and
yes,
I'll figure it out. But I think Jim gave him his shot. So why would I leave?
exactly,
Why
exactly.
would I leave? And I got a young core of backers anyway. Like our backing core is young already.
Yeah, I'm trying to let me see if I can find that. I don't know if I think he said it. He didn't. Let's see if he
Yeah, he said it.
said.
He said it in the clip.
Let me see
I
if I
heard
can
it. He
hear
said
it.
it in the clip. Yeah.
It's on USC football. Clearly, it's early national signing day, so a lot of recruits committing and signing for early enrollee status. Um, Obviously, we have a positions coach vacancy. Coach Inch just took the Fresno State head coaching gig, so congrats to him. Just a few names that come to mind that can fill the position. Off the top of the dome, 5'5", Chris Claiborne. He's been dying to get a position here at USC. Clearly is qualified for it. California guy, can relate to these youngins, a legend, and immediate impact if he were to be brought in. Secondly, Coach Peter Sermon, he coached me. I can personally say he taught me how to use my hands and how to leverage myself as a smaller linebacker. And He's the DC up at Cal right now, so it would take some convincing to get him here. And lastly, Michael Hutchings. We came in at the same time, started under Peter Sherman. He's with the Vikings and doing a great job in Minnesota. So those are just three names I think that could really help this USC football team. Three guys that can relate to these California kids and that are proven. So
cool. So yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so that's where it was.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought it was. So I mean, so that there won't be shortage. There won't be a shortage of guys. And I do think I said like to the point you make, like it's a Southern Cal staff without a lot of Southern California
roots
guys on it. So that's something to really think about too, as well. Like, you know what I mean? So you got to think about that too. Like, you know, that's a big part of it. Like, you know, he's the head coach isn't from here. The defensive coordinator.
DC not from here. Defensive staff
here.
is not from here.
Yeah.
Offensive staff not from here. Not even defensive staff, because Taylor Mays, while he played here, he's from Washington.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I mean, not really from here. We need guys that are. I mean, again, people always say, "Well, y'all talk about Pete Carroll." Pete Carroll he's a California kid, right? He had Southern California guys on the staff with Sark, with Lane, with I think Norm. Like offense was, defense was with Norton, Southern California guy. Like we had Southern California guys to own in these dudes.
Yeah, and I would say too is like, I mean, like that's really something that, you know, you got to think about too. Is like maybe subconsciously he's just doing this, not even realizing that, you know what, I don't have a person from California on his damn staff. So they're only gonna go. I mean, Belk is gonna go to his roots. So is Coach Henney. So is Coach Lynn. So, you know, I mean, it's a good staff. Don't get me wrong. Even the running backs coach, I don't believe is from. He went to K-State. It was K-State before, right? I think something like that. And now he came over. He's very good, very highly recruited. I mean, very highly, very well decorated. I mean, a lot of his guys went to the pros from a smaller program, so 100% that's cool too. But gotta be able to have those conversations, man. Gotta be able to have the conversations on it. Anybody who's some of the people? Give me a couple of guys who you're really excited about in this class who are not named Jakeem Stewart here.
I was looking at again, Houston, the quarterback. I'm so, like, as a defensive guy, I normally look at the defensive guys and say, this is what we got to, right? I'm enamored by the offensive guys right now, because I feel like if we just have a little offense, bro, we're in the playoffs. So the Longstreet coming in, I feel like I think was the other guy Sims.
I have Corey Sims.
Yes, Corey Sims.
Corey Sims. We got
Corey Sims.
Looking for wide receivers. Looking for running backs.
Yeah, the wide receiver.
So we got Corey. Got Corey Sims. We got
receiver.
Ison.
Yeah, I was looking at Corey Sims, and then if I'm going defensive side, the corner that we flipped from Colorado, him, because I'm interested. Like, that tells me you're here to be a dog.
Yeah,
not glitz and glamour. You're here to be a dog.
Yeah. Interesting to see. Let's see what Nella Tupu is going to be a guy who's an athlete. So we'll see if that's a linebacker or a tight end. I know he played both. And then Gus Cardova, like he is going to be
interesting.
He's going to be interesting because who was the guy who left SC to go to Wisconsin? I forgot his name. Tackett. So I get a little bit of that Tackett vibe, Tackett Curtis vibe with him, a little bit. But like, but he's in a better situation because he doesn't have Grinch being his coordinator,
right?
And he has Coach Henney. So I'm looking forward to see what he brings to the table. He was only a 3-star because of an incident that happened in his school, whatever. So I mean, whenever that happened, they went over that. A lot of trenches. a lot of defensive line work here. So that's always good to have. You got Wormley and Dalton coming in here.
Yeah,
At running back, you maybe hoping one of those guys can be the second back or something like that, kind of flash. In a freshman year, looks like I think Peterson has not. No, he is not. He's
no,
not. He's not. So
he
it's
hasn't
just
moved yet. Nope.
yeah. So Peterson, you got Peterson, you got Jackson, right? And then you have Quincy, and you got Joyner as well too. So
Right.
those pieces of the puzzle in the run game. I just worry about Joyner, his ball handling, and fumbling the football. That's the only thing
Right.
because everything else he has. He can run it. He can receive it. He can do
Speed,
the
burst,
speed
everything.
burst, everything. He doesn't go down. He has the leg drive is always there as well too. So he has that. Um, he has that as well. So right now, one quarterback's on the roster, and that is oh my god, I must have been working too much because I can't remember somebody's name. But one quarterback on the roster right now, Mayava, and then probably a guy in the portal. Is there a
Well, Longstreet. What didn't Longstreet? Houston signed. Houston Longstreet signed.
yeah, so I'm saying just currently right now.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
right,
okay,
right, right,
okay.
right. So all these guys are going to be all these guys are signed. They're going to be so you're looking at a battle between those two. You would like this to be like it kind of looks like it might be a year where Longstreet learns comes in as a sophomore, maybe late in the freshman year. I mean, late in the freshman year. Do you feel like Mayava would have a by the time they get would have a huge leg up with the four because he'll have the four starts, including the bowl game, opposed to what Mellon Moss had, where he sat forever and then had the one bowl game.
Well, I don't think Longstreet starts this year. I don't think he plays at all. I
Yeah,
think
me
it's a
either.
learning curve. I think that Mayava is going to get the year to run. If he doesn't get more leash than we gave um, Miller Moss, then I'm gonna be really, really upset, really highly upset.
Oh yeah,
Especially with that schedule we have next year. I think Mayava is going to be better if he just is the guy going, from the jump.
yeah.
He's going to be the guy, and with him being the guy, I'm okay with that. I still think that we go get somebody just to have an emergency quarterback.
Yeah.
I still think that we pick up somebody. I'm not sure who, just to have to do that. Might be somebody at the portal that has been in the portal for a year or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
saying, "Okay, come on, we'll give you the, you know, preferred walk on. You can earn a Scully or give you a partial something
Yeah.
to have that third spot." Um, Other than that, I think we're looking at Mayava coming in, and again, unless Longstreet wows us, right? He has to wow us. You know what I mean? To clearly wow us and go from there.
Like
If he does it,
just yeah. I mean,
yeah,
just
he
just
he,
just
he has to
destroys it.
destroy. Yeah, he has to kill it and
Yeah.
leave no doubt on the spring game, like, oh, or and what they've been saying in camp is true.
We'd be
I'm like,
crazy now. You'd be crazy not to
yeah,
start him. Yeah, that kind
right.
of
I'm like,
stuff. Yeah.
You out, fam. I don't know what to tell you. Like, we
Yeah.
tried. You out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
and that'll be better because then, like I said, we got Walker. Hopefully, Walker comes in. He signs and comes in. They're in the playoffs still. I'm going to see them tomorrow night in the playoffs
Mm-hmm.
down at Pitt. So my nephew plays for Folsom. So they play tomorrow at 7:30. So I'm going down tomorrow night to watch that game. I get to see him in person, see
Yeah.
Ryder in person. We see what he can really do.
I mean,
Um,
writers. That's. I mean, I like Ryder a lot. So, but I mean,
I want to see him in person. I'll be able to give you definitely a better
yeah.
because they're going to
Give
get
us
some
a
very
rundown.
good.
Give us a rundown from
Yeah,
give us a rundown when he
they're going to get
gets
a very
posted.
good pit team, a very,
Yeah.
very good pit team. So I will be going to see that tomorrow, and I just want to see how it works, how the offense works. That offense is very high flying, and it very much does center around him.
Yeah. No question about
So
it. He is. He's like a total package. But then he's also a guy who wouldn't be. He'll take that Mormon mission, probably like
Yes.
everybody else, and he wouldn't be here for a while. So Longstreet, if it works out with Longstreet, he could be here for a long. He has that whole
The whole time.
the whole time to be the quarterback of USC. So anything else?
No.
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 All right, folks. That's it. I mean, listen, this channel, like I said, this channel is you get Raiders on this channel. We have a show called the Signal Caller where we talk about all the quarterbacks and coming out in the draft, and also here the USC
I'm going to the combine, so I'll give you some good information from there too. I'm going to the combine.
NFL.
Yeah, I'm going to NFL combine.
All right, well, yeah, there we go. See, we're pretty much all, and I'm not going to the. I'm not going to the. I'm probably going to the East West.
Okay.
Going East West. I figured
I'm trying to get something to the Senior Bowl.
I mean, the Senior Bowl will give it. I mean, it's just getting the Mobile. Ugh.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's gross. But that's the reason why. That's the reason why I was like, once all the Colorado's kids said they're going to go to East West, I was like, I'll go to East West.
Well, I know. Well, where's the East West going to be at?
It's Texas.
See, I the last time I went to the East West, it was in Palo Alto. That's the last time I went.
That's even better if it's Palo Alto. I'll take that any day.
But I mean, that was years ago. But it used to be in Palo Alto.
No, this time it's going to be. I'm pretty sure.
No, they moved. They must have moved it to Texas now because it used to be in Palo Alto.
West before we. It's the last thing before we go. East West Shrine. Where the hell are they gonna have this game at? Okay. East West Shrine for Center. Frisco, Texas looks like. So it was where the Cowboys play. It's the Cowboys Stadium. It's the Cowboys Stadium. We'll see. All right, Trojans, fight on. See you next time.
I don't know.